What a phenomenal day for Bitmine this was yesterday. Straight line up from $27 to almost $32, $31. We had the highest of the day was $31.40, okay? But straight, beautiful 20% increase. And this is just the beginning. We had the news of the new holdings. Ethereum made a 6% move yesterday, right? It seems like everything coming to exactly the point that we were talking over the last couple of weeks and days. And now it's like a fulfillment beautifully here at this moment. We will talk about the mNAV. We will talk about how much money they could raise, how much they will deposit, everything in this vlog. And as you can see, I'm back in my happy place here. Tomorrow there will be a big room tour as well, so stay tuned also and let's dive in.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
So if you don't know who I am, my name is Danny and I'm looking for extent stocks that can go 10, 20, 30, 40x up. And I did this for many stocks out there already. For Tesla mainly, I talked about this on all of my channels. You should be subscribed to all of them and make sure to check out xtentdaytrading.com where we trade for you. We haven't lost a trade since 2 weeks. And yesterday we did a beautiful trade on Google as well. So we are killing on Google right now. Google gets all-time high after all-time high and we are just killing it and making day trades on Google every single day with winners after winners. And if you want to be part of that, make sure to check out xtentdaytrading.com. We have very limited pieces of places. And before we rising our joining fee, you can schedule a call with me personally and we see if we can help you as well to join us. We want to achieve for you 8 to 15% per month. So if you start with $10,000, we would love you to see around like $58,000. So if this is interesting for you and you have $10,000 or more and you want to day trade with us, but all done for you by us with our AutoPilot software, then check out and schedule a call. And my subscribers bought also apartments and houses because they listen to me here on YouTube. And what I said when there was like a huge drawdown, we had a huge drawdown in Bitmine, okay? I'm not going to lie, like that was quite heavy, okay? If you're looking into the last months, we are still looking at the drawdown of like 50%, more than 50% since 1 month, okay? Which is insane. So the current recovery of about 25% since the lows is obviously just the beginning, but it's showing you how quick everything can turn around, how quick everything can change, right, for Bitmine. And actually, one of the reasons, there was 2 reasons actually yesterday, okay? One was the Fed. There was a lot of Fed speakers that saying like, you know, we think we can cut the rates, okay? Everybody thought there will be no cuts in December. Now it looks like it will be cutting in December. So because they are also afraid about the market tanking further, obviously like they won't want to be in the bad light, right? So obviously they're thinking about, okay, you know, we don't have so much bad data, but we don't have also good data in the labor market. So we could cut here and help the market a little bit to fulfill the end of year rally, okay? I don't know. Maybe they think this way as well, okay? However, you see here that Bitmine had a fantastic day of 20%. I mean, just in an absolute straight line, we had in the beginning of the day a little bit of a weakness. The people wouldn't trust that rally so far, but then the straight up since then, you know, a lot of buyers. The chart looks amazing, okay? So I think that this is the beginning of something greater, okay? But what also was the reason that actually Bitmine went higher was that they updated us on the holdings as well, okay? And let's dive into those holdings because there's a couple of interesting facts about the holdings, okay? First of all, they increased, you know, more than 60,000 ETH tokens in their holdings and now holding over 3% of Ethereum. So the 3% hurdle is taken off, okay? So number one. Second, they actually also have cash of $800 million. And remember, the last time they had 600 million. So not even they bought $200 million of Ethereum, they also have $200 in cash in addition, which is insane, okay? Really well done by the team of Bitmine. You can see here, they bought also 50% roughly more of Ethereum, or let's say 40, 35% more than they bought last week. They have now the specialist DMARC as the timing assistant. Okay, I don't know how far is this, needed, but I think as they holding more cash, they want to deploy it to the market in a very good levels of Ethereum. Okay, then also Tom Lee said actually Bitmine now has acquired 3% of the Ethereum network. They increased their 70,000 Ethereum tokens, and they are actually the Made in America validator network. Maven will be the best-in-class solution offering secure staking infrastructure and will be deployed in early calendar year 2026. Actually, they want to do it in the first quarter, okay? So they also said they are still one of the most traded stock market stocks in the top 50 of the US American markets. And also he said that the continued decline in crypto prices in the past week reflects the impaired liquidity since the 10th of October. So he thinks that all of that is still a reason because the 10th of October liquidation. Okay, so that was it. So let's dive into now what this means for NAV, mNAV, and all the company. I did some really good research on that. So let's dive in. And before we dive into that, make sure to check out xtendaytrading.com. We have very limited places before we change our joining fee to the higher and we make it more exclusive to join us. So check out and schedule a call. It doesn't cost you anything except 15 minutes. If you have $10,000 or more and you want us to day trade for you and have this kind of trades, as you can see, those are trades like the last 10 trades were all winners in our group, all done for you. If this is interesting for you, then check it out and let me know once you've done it. And let's dive into the end of year targets. Okay, so as you know, my target was 250. I'm a very optimistic investor. Okay, I think that the 250 target is still possible, but it would require like an insane monster rally. Everything must be perfectly okay. The Fed must cut the rates. Ethereum need to bounce back to, let's say, at least $8,000-9,000 and so on and so forth. So let's say what is the more realistic targets now. Okay, so first let's dive into the current NAV. So as you can see, I took all the numbers and the current total NAV is actually $11.38 billion. If you dilute it by the shares, that this is the one key metric that nobody knows actually where the key metrics is. I used also 400 million again because I have seen that the last announcement was like 385 million shares, but that is obviously a little bit late and they are issuing new shares. We will come also to that point, how much shares they had to do and to dilute to get this. Okay, so that will be quite interesting, but let's, for the good sake of argument, 400 million. So you have enough per share at 28.45. Okay, so now you can see what is the change in assets. You have 200 million into cash, more cash, but on the other side, they used also 200 to buy more, right? So they actually increased about like $400 million in raised capital in this week. And that, if you take the price of $25 per share, then you come to the point that they actually had to sell 16 million shares, okay? I don't know if this is part of the agreement with the institutions or they do it on the market, that's very kind of behind closed doors. But if I would have the chance to ask Tom Lee in an interview, for example, then, I would love to do it, right? So I am in December in New York and I am really, really willing to meet Tom Lee and make a huge interview. I think this would be amazing because this is the biggest BMNR show out there. So I think that would be quite interesting. So if 400 million was raised at $25 per share, then 16 million shares would be issued. The current NAV recently on the 18th of November was 28. Now it's 28.5. So an increase of 2% for the shareholders. And if you take the mNAV, you can see that it's not changed at all. Okay, the stock price is a little bit higher than a week ago, and also the NAV is a little bit higher, so it doesn't change much. But where we are in the NAV cycle, okay, you remember that I'm hoping for the following. This was the NAV increase from 2 to 4, so 100% in increase in mNAV for MicroStrategy in the last December, the last Santa Claus rally, okay? If this is something what we will see for Ethereum, then we should have a double of Bitmine, plus also the increase of the NAV itself and the increase of mNAV. If both goes high, you get this parabolic move, okay? And then if we should see, let's say $5,000 to $6,000 in Ethereum, then maybe by a mNAV of 2.6, let's say it goes a little bit higher than 100%, and mNAV 2.6 is not the crazy one of MicroStrategy that it had with 4, but 2.6, then we still would have a stock price of 135 to 162. Okay, so maybe that would come to a fruition. So that would be an insane performance towards the end of the year. So you remember also I made this one tweet for all of you guys: investors forget what can happen in 1 month for Bitmine. Okay, on the 8th of April 2025, the world comes to an end, everything goes tariffs, and Trump is ending the stock market, and Ethereum was at 1,471, and then 1 month later it was at 2,680. Okay, so with 82% increase in 1 month. So if that will be the case, then Ethereum could be 6,000 in 1 month, okay, at the end of December. Very interesting, right? Very, very interesting. So anything can happen, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Check out xtendaytrading.com while you still have the chance, and we would love to trade for you, be part of it. You can benefit from the short-term as well as the long-term investments, and I see you tomorrow for a brand new vlog and the room tour as well, a little bit here to show you behind the scenes where I'm at right now, what I'm doing, why I'm using this, fantastic, kind of headquarters for me to look at the Bitmine and make more content for you guys. All about this tomorrow, and I see you obviously on the other side, because the grass is greener always on the other side.